get up early on Sunday morning. Moron. Skokie, you're on the air at WLS.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of yours. You've stolen me away from Steve and Gary, I'm afraid. I find your show much more entertaining and humorous.
Well, thank you.
The reason I'm calling is it seems to me every time that a religious leader wants to brainwash the youth of his country, he brings up heavy metal music.
Well, that's just recently, sir. You see, when I was a kid, it was things like the Coasters.
Oh,
Listen to that rock and roll stuff and you're gonna rot in hell. That Brenda Lee, I tell you, she's the work of the devil. It changes every few years.
Yeah, well, whatever the current trend is. And, I don't know, it just seems to me that they should worry about something besides teenagers' form of entertainment.
Well, I beg your pardon. You see, you don't understand the business. They are very worried about teenagers because teenagers don't go to church as a general rule of thumb. And the way the entire organization works is by scaring, if you'll pardon the expression, by scaring the hell out of people. So they have to use something that the teenagers are familiar with. And so that's why when I was a kid, it was, the Coasters and Chuck Berry and Brenda Lee were agents of the devil. And now it's Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC. And it's all part of the business. It's trying to get people to come back into the business. And that's why they do it.
Well, it would seem to me they would be better served by trying to appeal to them rather than scaring them into...
I mean, if all the kids stopped listening to rock and roll tomorrow and started listening to Beethoven, then it would be Beethoven.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Bob.
Thank you very much. 591-8900. Rensselaer, hi, you're on the air at WLS.
Good. Is this Bob Lassiter?
Yes, it is.
You owe a big apology to Cardinal O'Connor.
No, I don't owe him any apology, sir. He owes an apology to everybody else.
So badly. Okay, apologize to everyone else then.
No, sir. I said he owes an apology to everyone for perpetuating ignorance.
Head spinning and all this and his ignorance and superstition and all this.
Sir, he is the one that said The Exorcist, the book The Exorcist, was an accurate portrayal.
Is the press trying to get him to
he didn't say that, I see.
He probably wasn't there. No,
he probably wasn't there.
The Exorcist is Hollywood's version. No.
In the sermon, the Cardinal said the exorcisms were approved by the New York Archdiocese Vicar General and appeared to be successful, but he gave no details.
No,
he described The Exorcist, a novel made into a shocking movie, as a gruesomely authentic portrayal of possession. Quote, unquote.
That's quote from the newspaper. They put words in his mouth.
Yeah, of course, the Cardinal didn't say. The Cardinal said The Exorcism was a bunch of crap, huh?
Did not say the head spinning and gallons of green puke coming out and all this stuff.
No, sir. He said the book and the novel were accurate.
Okay, but
accurate examples of possession, and that's of course what happened in the book. Little girl's head went spinning round and round and round, and the armoire flew across the room, and the temperature dropped down to 16 degrees, and she threw up gallons and gallons and gallons of green slime. Remember?
Yeah, I saw the movie. Okay, now do you believe in good?
Do I believe in good, sir?
Good.
There's nothing to believe about good. Good exists or it doesn't, sir. You don't believe in good. Something is good or it isn't good.
There is good. Then there is
you believe in leprechauns. You believe in something that can't be proven, something that can't be seen. That's what you believe in.
What about
Jesus? I don't believe in television. Television exists.
Would you believe that Jesus Christ was a person who existed?
Sir, I have utterly no way of knowing, but I have my doubts.
Okay, let me tell you. When man was separated from God.
The evil,
now,
sir. How could wait a second, sir?
All the fun about this.
Sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, didn't God create everything in the Garden of Eden?
Yeah.
And there was evil there, and God created it?
No, he didn't. I think he's allowing.
Well, wait a second. Didn't God create everything, sir?
Yeah, I believe he
So he must have created evil too.
Well, no.
And then spinning round and round and round, and green slime coming out by the gallon.
Okay, but he created Satan because Satan was first an angel and then fell. And I think in God's goodness, in the end, why he's allowing the devil or Satan or evil to be present is, I think in the end, he's even going to forgive
Wait a second.
Satan or the devil.
Wait a second. Let's see if I have this correct. God
But
God created the devil, okay, and
he
you know,
didn't create.
yeah, well, he didn't know what was going to happen. I understand that.
Okay, now.
And God does believe in demons and incantations and things of that nature.
There is
And
great
so
big
forth, and
power,
therefore, since Cardinal O'Connor believes in God, Cardinal O'Connor must also believe in demon possession and things like that. But he didn't say he did.
Well, one of the
It was the media that said he said it, even though the Cardinal believes it.
Okay,
He doesn't say it.
Listen to this, so let me talk.
You didn't put your thinking babushka on at the bottom of the hour like I asked, did you?
Yeah, but I've been on the phone for quite a while. But one of the reasons that there is such little evidence now of demon possession is because of the power of the sacrament. God, through Jesus, through his salvation, through our prayer and everything, the devil his power is less and less because good is winning the battle over evil. But look at Jesus
It's amazing,
himself.
sir. It's amazing, sir. There was a time past when far more people went to church. You know, there's really a funny thing here.
But
The more people go to church, the more people who believe the stuff, the more demons there are.
No,
See, you don't have demons with people who don't go to church.
You're creating the demons. I believe there were much more than 2 in the city of New York for the past month. I believe that.
Gee, why don't they ever bring any of these people forward?
Let me go a little further, because you had plenty of time to talk and rant and rave about Cardinal O'Connor. But Jesus Christ was tempted by the devil himself in the desert.
Well, that's
And
sir.
the devil offered him.
Sir.
So there is a devil.
Sir,
Yeah.
what is the one thing that drives away the devil?
Jesus Christ.
Well, wait a second, sir. If
God.
just the name of Jesus Christ will drive away the devil, how could the actual person of Jesus Christ be around the devil? The devil wouldn't be able to handle it, right,
No,
sir?
he
I mean, all you got
can't.
to do is make the cross or say Jesus, and the devil goes away.
But I believe there is power in evil. And I think
Wait a minute. I'll bet Jesus let the devil tempt him.
Yes, he did.
But unfortunately, I'll bet that Jesus had to suspend, and I'll bet that Jesus had to suspend in the devil his terror at the mere mention of his name. Jesus must have had to wiggle his nose or something and suspend that for a little while,
Okay, now take a look
so that
at
the devil could tempt him.
Take a look at the Lord's Prayer. Such a
Which version?
sublime prayer, deliver us from evil.
Which version, sir? The Catholic or the Protestant version?
They're all the same.
No, they're not, sir. Oh, I beg your pardon. If you're a Catholic, you don't say the Protestant version.
What? You just add the doxology. That's all. For thine is the kingdom, the power.
Sir, that's very tough for Catholics to listen to. That's the Protestant Lord's Prayer.
Come on.
That's the Lord's Prayer that was written by that heretic, King James.
But let's stick to demon possession. I believe it's very true, and there are incidences of it.
Do you know of any, sir?
Pardon?
Do you know of any?
I know secondhand. I know the mother of one child who in his teens was worshiping the devil. She
Sir, that's not demon possession. That's called adolescent rebellion.
demon possession. Now,
Right.
Jesus exorcised.
So you don't know of any demon possession.
No, but
I didn't think so.
I'm going to say this much.
Do you know anybody that knows of any demon
Don't believe
possession?
in the devil, or you feel there are no such thing as evil spirits.
Oh, I have to believe in the devil,
You're
huh?
ignorant. You're giving him power, because if you don't believe it, it's much easier to get into a person.
Why does the devil possess people so that he can demonstrate to the world his power? Is that why he possesses people?
If I could understand evil, I don't know.
Well, why do you think he
it's
possesses?
severe anger against God.
Well, wouldn't it be so much better to possess somebody like the president? I mean, can't you see the president there getting ready to deliver the State of the Union message? There he is on national television, all 3 networks, plus CNN, plus C-SPAN, tens of millions of people, possibly hundreds of millions of people watching him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make, I mean, if you were the devil's a pretty smart guy, obviously. He took away a third of the angels, so he's got to have something on the ball.
Yeah.
If you were the devil, wouldn't you make George's head start spinning round and round and round and round, and gallons of green slime come out of his mouth, and have him say all kinds of bad words?
No.
As opposed to some kid who lives in Poughkeepsie, New York. He's 14 years old and he's got a bad case of acne. I mean, why pick on him? Nobody knows about it. The priest isn't going to tell. I'd go for George if I was the devil, wouldn't you?
No, if I were the devil, I would make his vice president to be senator from Indiana. What's his name again?
Quayle.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. That's the ticket.
Freezing rain and sleet likely tonight. Warmer tomorrow with showers likely. An overnight low 32 degrees. Tomorrow's high 42. The official WLS temperature 35 degrees. WLS Sky. If Steve and Gary had the kind of calls I had, maybe they'd be better. WLS Skyview traffic with Bill Keller is next.
No complaining about tonight's rush hour expressway.
Let's go to the north side. Hi, North. You're on the air, WLS.
Well, I said I'd make it more than a minute, but anyhow.
I got 3.
Pardon me?
I got 3.
Yeah, all right. You quoted from the Times yesterday's article on exorcism.
Mm-hmm.
How come you didn't quote the third paragraph above the one you did quote, where the Indianapolis police asked for a priest to come over and sprinkle holy water in the house?
Well, okay, the Indianapolis police are as crazy as the Cardinal.
Well, I'm not trying to say that, what they had over there was demon or not, but just...
well, they're superstitious cops, too.
Well, yeah, they may be. But I would have to think that there's, I don't know, how many Christians are there in the world? A couple billion?
No, about 1.
Well, no, that's Catholic.
No, I beg your pardon. Sir, Christians totally comprise approximately 1/4 of the population, about 1 billion.
Well, we've got 900 million Catholics in the world. But the thing is, there's 900 million superstitious people if they have that many.
Yeah, there are.
Not counting...
Except that the majority of them don't believe in demons and demon possession, sir.
Well, if they don't, then you're not...
Yeah, I know. You gotta. To be a really good Catholic, you have to believe in demons.
Well, you have to believe in what
werewolves.
the church teaches. No, you don't have to believe in werewolves, but...
Vampires,
none of
like
that's
that.
necessary.
Well, it used to be.
No, it was never necessary to believe in...
yeah, they were the devil. They were demons and evil spirits.
Well, the church never taught that. Not that vampires, werewolves, or any of these other things were ever real. But the thing is...
No, just little girls whose heads spin round and round and throw up green slime.
No, they never taught that either.
Oh, really? Cardinal did from pulpit.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, didn't he?
No.
Well, again, sir, I'll get back to you and gladly read it to you.
Well, I got the article in front of me, and I don't see it.
Great. He described The Exorcist, a novel made into a shocking movie, as a gruesomely authentic portrayal of possession.
True.
That's exactly what it says.
Yeah, but it doesn't say in every aspect.
Oh, I see. I guess the Cardinal forgot to say, except in some aspects.
No, I don't believe the Cardinal was being quoted entirely either. I think that...
No, the last guy didn't even believe the Cardinal was there.
Well,
he probably wasn't even there, it was just the media, of course.
No, he was there, but see, the thing is...
well, sir, let me ask you this. If you believe in demon possession, couldn't the devil certainly make somebody's head spin round and round and round and round and make them throw up gallons of green slime?
I don't know if he could do that. I can tell you that...
toss around armoires, but he couldn't make somebody's head spin round and round and make them throw up green slime.
I don't know. See, I don't know, because I don't know anyone that's ever...
Well, wait a minute. If you don't know, then I suppose it is possible, right?
It's theoretically possible, I guess.
Well, I guess the Cardinal feels the same way, and that's why he said it was a gruesomely accurate portrayal.
Okay, but the thing is, the way it takes place normally isn't sought by the person involved, but someone will explore that possibility for him.
Right, exactly, but they never take him to the emergency room.
Well, they...
Johnny, there's head spinning round and round, Doc. What do you think it could be, a potato?
Well...
No, it never happens that way.
No, but...
Show off the rectory.
He's usually given psychiatric exam before they go through with any exorcism.
Yeah, and anybody that believes in that kind of crap ought to be given a psychiatric exam, too.
This is WLS, Talk Radio 890.
WLS, Chicago.
Time at the tone is 6 o'clock.
Like pendulous, massive, or anything that could be conveyed in an unhealthy manner. You're a very, very suspicious and sick and jealous man.
You're the guy that talks dirty all the time.
Right now it's 35. Our next news at 7 o'clock. Bulletins at once. I'm Jim Johnson. WLS Talk Radio 890 News. Now back to more talk. Here's the man who finds dirty words and dirty meanings in everything I say. Here's Bob Lassiter.
It's not hard.
See?
Welcome back, fun seekers. I didn't realize what I was saying. Wednesday, March the 7th, 1990. Lassiter with you at WLS Talk Radio 890. Taking an unbelievable amount of heat off the air for not believing in demons, garlic necklaces, little girls whose heads spin around, and gallons of green slime coming out of their mouths. Off it is to the northwest side. Hi there, Northwest. You're on the air at WLS.
Yeah, how you doing there, Mr. Bob?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say a few words on, I tried to get on about an hour ago on the abortion, but as I was sitting here, I was thinking it might be helpful with demons and devils, too. You know, I just thought about it. I said, wow. And I listened to your program 3 weeks ago, and I thought you had two people on it were very good. They were pro-life.
Yeah, well, you should have called then. Because that's not what we're talking about now.
Oh, I called the last time.
Uh-huh.
So, anyway, and after hearing the lady about a half an hour ago or so, you know, and I wanted to say something about the unborn. As they spoke on there, I got information from your the program, WLS, on their number, so I called them whatever I could do to help life.
Great, glad to hear it. Off it is to Peoria. Hi, you're on the air at WLS.
Oh, yeah. You're a hard man to get to here. I've been wanting to talk with you ever since I saw that article in the paper, and I hoped that you would get onto the subject. Now,
well, yesterday just wasn't an appropriate day to do it, but I just couldn't wait. It's an outrage.
Oh, yeah. Now,
as it's an outrage that the Sun-Times prints that these things are true.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Now, I wanted to talk about that, but first, you mentioned to Johnson here about half an hour or so ago when he was in about the weather and how cold it was in December, how the guy said it was going to be so cold, you know. Do you know just how cold it was in December?
Yes, sir, about 15 degrees warmer than he said it was going to be.
Yeah, but it was so cold that the lawyers had their hands in their own pockets.
Oh, that's fantastic. Off it is to Arlington Heights. You're on the air at WLS. Oh, they teach you to try to tell jokes on my show. Hi there, Arlington Heights.
Arlington Heights, hi.
Hi.
We're just wondering about your own opinion. I can understand, you know, how you feel about it, but I was wondering if you had any first-hand experience with any form of demon stuff.
No, sir, nor have I ever met a unicorn.
Yeah, okay.
And you have had first-hand experience with demon possession?
Matter of fact, I have.
Son of a gun, tell us about it.
Well, I'll tell you, when I first started going to this church, they were really hyped on this stuff. And you brought up a couple good points earlier about people who are not too stable as far as coming onto, you know, demon stuff like that, and also churches that preach that type of thing and are more medieval. You have a good point on that, because a lot of it, I think, comes through from one's own head. As far as my own experience, well, it was I was involved with this church, and they were very strong into demonology and chasing the devil and trying to cast him out of things. And this friend of mine actually was possessed in a way. I was with him, and he flipped out. You know, he actually went flying over from the front seat into the back seat of the car. I don't know how he got there, but it was all in his mind, I think, though.
Yeah, it usually is. It's people looking for attention.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I understand both sides of it, actually. It's both sides don't really understand what's going on, I don't think.
Well, I think it's really easy to figure out what's going on. There are people who lose their senses for a time being, or people who pretend to lose their senses, and other people who say,
aha, it's the devil, it's got to be the devil, it's the demons.
Yep.
Let's drive the demons out.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's not a demon is not anything that's physically present. I believe there are such things as spirits, but as far as demons and evil beings that are around possessing people, that's just, you know, for the birds. It's that's back in the Dark Ages, like you say, with you know, werewolves and things like that.
Garlic necklaces.
Yeah, exactly. People have to come to their own senses and find it about their own beings first, and find out where this stuff is coming from, instead of putting it to... It's just like religion also. When you're talking about any kind of religion, you're looking for an outward sense of something. You want to feel good about yourself, so you have to go to this outside religion to grab onto it to feel good about yourself.
Well, it's, unfortunately one of the main tenets of the Christian religion, as well as some others, evil spirits. And while the overwhelming majority of not only the laity, but the congregation do not believe in such things, do not accept such things, they are afraid to come out and say they don't exist.
Right. Yeah.
Because then maybe the whole concept of the devil doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And then, gee, what do you need salvation for?
Then you're in trouble.
Who are you going to be saved from?
Yeah. Then their whole business is down the tubes instead of, they could be preaching a lot of other stuff that's more worthwhile, but instead they're chasing after these things that are totally off the wall.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
591-8900. This time it's Villa Park. Hi there, Villa Park. You're on the air.
Yes, Bob.
Uh-huh.
I'm listening to you for a long time, and I was sometime very like what you said, but many times I agree with some people like to say you sound very sarcastic. But today, on the way I pick my children from high school, and you start screaming about O'Connor.
Yeah.
Well, later somebody called, and I find out that you are 34 years old.
44.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
44?
44, yeah.
Oh, I am 55, and I cannot call myself a religious person. I am Polish, and I supposed to grow as a Catholic, but I never was really into any religion. But you throw this challenge that if you can prove me, well, I tell you true, since 3 years ago, I was able to find a lot of new things what was sound almost impossible. I sound like you 5 years ago, but since I started getting involved in things like that, I can, without screaming and without calling...
you sounded like me 5 years ago. Is that what you said?
Well, 5 years ago, I call myself ignorant because I wasn't completely... I don't have any knowledge about spiritual aspect of human. And since 3 years ago, I joined something, and I read a lot of books, and I have often experience with things. I cannot tell that I saw devil. This is a childish thing. And by the way...
Came from Poland, did you say? It's not terribly far away from Transylvania, is it?
What? Pardon me?
Poland. It's not very far away from Transylvania, is it?
Well, Poland is a little bit far away. It's close to Russia, sir. And, but I want to tell you one thing, Bob. You just screaming like that, and you repeat, by the way, around 8 times the thing about slime and spitting head.
Yeah, it's a good line. When you come upon a good line, you use it over and over.
Was shown to the people to entertain and make fun of that. But if you start realize that humans are made of 3 bodies, spiritual, mental, and physical, if you start understanding relation, that would be completely different. And if you want it, I can introduce you. I can help you if you want it, because where you are right now, I tell you true.
Sound like I'm possessed, huh?
If you are about possessed by devil, I don't believe that. But you act like you know everything. But unfortunately, I feel like you are very little. You have very little knowledge in this spiritual art.
Exactly. People that don't believe in demons are the ignorant ones.
I don't believe in demons, but I believe, and I can prove you. I have offhand experience, and I tell you, I am involved in lots of doctors, and right now on this world is proven that 80% all sickness, especially all mental sickness, are caused
by demons.
Spiritual problem.
Demons, yeah.
No, not exactly demons.
Evil spirits. Bad spirits.
Whatever you call that.
But it's proven 80% of all sickness is caused by bad spirits.
Bob, you can cut me off, but if you are an open-minded person, I can prove you, I can show you, you can have offhand experience.
Well, what kind of proof can you offer me? What kind of proof can you offer me of bad spirits?
First of all, I don't know if I can say about that, but
I'll bet you got a book, right?
Well, no.
If only I would read that book.
We have
Is it from Time Life?
We have in Chicago organization which can show you, and
books.
You can experience on your own, using your own intelligence.
And all I have to do is join them.
No, you don't have to, Bob. You don't have to. I'd be more than happy to send you invitation to introductory lecture. This new trend is nothing what you have to believe. You can practice, and I have often experience related to my health, my wife's health, my children, 13 years old, and this is, of course, sure proven. We have doctors, but you understand.
Sir, all you have to do to believe in evil spirits is believe.
No.
All you have to do, and then they become so real.
You don't have, Bob. You don't have to believe, but because we have such ignorance in this aspect, we call O'Connor ignorant. We call anybody. Well, maybe 300 years ago, the people was burned because they believed in such things. But they believe because they don't understand. Right now, in 21st century, very close.
Sir, I beg your pardon. Nobody was ever burned for believing in demons.
Oh, yes.
No, people who believed in demons were the ones who did the burning.
300 years ago in this country.
No, sir. Those people were burned by people who believed in demons.
Well.
Most of those people went to the stake saying, "No, I'm not a witch."
I understand, Bob.
And the people were the ones that said, "Yes, you are."
Bob,
demon, burn.
Bob, I can testify. I can prove you that in case my wife, in case my children, in myself, in many people, spiritual treatment can improve. Spiritual war is for real. And you can check
spiritual war
by investigating, by opening your mind a little bit.
Right, by deciding that you're going to believe in demons.
No, you don't have to believe. Just go to library, get some books.
Get a book, right. I knew we were going to come down to a book.
Of course. Why not?
There it is. It's in a book. It must be true. Oh, no. I got green slime all over the desk here. Oh, this is terrible. Green slime all over my notes. How people could believe this ridiculous stuff
about demon possession.
No. More green slime. Whoa. The room is spinning. No?
It's not the room. It's my head.
Oh, no. Oh, more green slime. Des Plaines, hi, you're on the air at WLS.
Hey, how you doing, Bob?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, by the way, Stephen Gary ain't got nothing on you.
Well, sure they do. A couple of very unpleasant articles recently in the newspaper about their trip to Hawaii, but outside of that...
Oh, yeah, so I was looking at those very briefly, by the way. I wanted, along the same lines of what you're talking about, I wanted to know why this stuff never happens to me or to anybody that I know. You know, it always seems to happen to somebody that knows somebody that knew somebody that was somebody's friend.
Well, the fundamentalist churches are much, much bigger in Florida. And there was, in the local newspaper there, like there is here, a religious section on the weekends, except they used to take ads from the various different churches. And they, most of the ads were very, very straight, mainstream churches, minister so-and-so at the Methodist Church will be speaking on whatever this coming Sunday. But they would also take ads from the lunatics. And there was this one guy that every fourth Sunday would have a devil service where he would drive out demons. And wouldn't you know it, one or two people would show up every fourth Sunday for the special demon service to drive out the demons, and everybody would be happy and pleased. And, geez, I know, if I was possessed by the devil, I think I'd show up at church.
Like you were saying, I would get...
But only on the fourth Sunday, not the second one.
I would get old Georgie on national TV, His head starts spinning and starts spitting out some green stuff.
Well, it's just...
Then everybody'd be convinced.
What's really incredible is that the controversy seems to be over his remarks about music, and not the fact that here's a national leader saying these things that would get most of us put away.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into work tomorrow and start talking about exorcism and see what they do.
They'll lock me up.
Yeah, I ought to.
Well, they say... They also claim that, rock music provokes young kids to turn to suicide. Man, I remember that was a big thing
a year or two ago. I mean, but the thing that's funny is they fail to realize that these kids are also, you know, in homes where they're abused, or they're on drugs. I mean, there's a drug out that does make it look as if you are possessed, and it's called PCP.
Yeah, well, alcohol can do the same thing to you, too.
Okay,
Drink enough of it.
shots of Jack Daniels.
Or elderberry wine in excess.
Yeah, you start spitting out some green stuff.
Probably will. But, you know, gee, isn't it funny? If rock music about suicide would make you commit suicide, I should think that rock music with lyrics about love should make you, join the peace movement.
Join the peace movement, right?
But gosh, hardly any kids do.
Another thing, I remember watching. I remember the Amityville Horror, the movie, the book. I remember I read that book and I loved it. I was like, wow, and I really believed all this stuff that they were saying in there. The next thing I know, I'm reading an article in the paper not too long after that saying that it was all phony. They were doing it for money, and it completely, I lost my trust in all of that. I was like, because I really believed that all this stuff really happened to these people. And, this movie, I went and got the movie, and I watched it and everything else. And here I find out it was all phony. It was all just for money.
Well, I have reason to suspect, and, it's a way of covering up saying I have reason to believe. But I have reason to suspect that certain phenomena is quite possible. There are even theoretical physical science laws, there can't be a theoretical law, can there? Theoretical physical science thinking that would indicate, for example, that there might be things like time windows and time warps, that these are theoretically possible.
Right.
Might be possible to travel ahead or back in time. If you could get up enough speed, that is theoretically possible.
Right.
I suppose it is also theoretically possible that one might be able to conjure up enough mental power to move an object, but I'm not aware of any documented case of it ever having happened.
Right.
None of it. It's theoretically possible.
I never seen it, and I never heard nobody close to me say they ever saw anything like that. That's why, where my disbelief comes in, because I'm at the same point you're at. I just want somebody to prove it to me.
And again, if I was running a church, I had a couple of exorcisms last week, I'd bring the people into church and say, look, see, it's real, believe, repent.
Or like when you were saying, I was thinking tape them while it's happening. Tape it or take pictures of it or something so that you could say, look, it's, but they'll come off and tell me it really happened. But yet you don't want to show me no proof of it,
Well, but you see, here's the really tough part, because these guys, like Cardinal O'Connor, can't say, well, these people are crazy. This isn't real. I mean, come on, there's no such thing as demon possession. He can't say that. He has to pretend as though he believes it. Or worse yet, he does believe it. But at least he has to pretend as though he does.
Well, and then, of course, the paper writes it up, You've had some wild callers so far. Well,
I mean, look at it this way. Somebody goes to Cardinal O'Connor and says, Cardinal, do you really believe this stuff? And Cardinal says, no, demons and people, come on. And then the guy says, well, Cardinal, remember in the Bible where it says Jesus drove the demons from the people into the pigs, and then the pigs went and jumped? Was that real or not real, Card? See the problem?
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
It's very interesting. So they have to conform to, whatever they're doing. They have to say it.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
Be good. 5918900 to the north side. We go. Hi there, North. You're on the air, WLS.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, I'm on the air. Oh, good. My name is Dennis, and I sort of come pretty much the same route that you do, figuring that this stuff is all pretty much hooey. But I take exception with your statement that, most religious people don't believe in demons. By definition, if they are religious and they believe in a supreme being of some kind, it's real easy to make the next step and say, yeah, there are demons. There are things that come down here and infest us and do things like that.
Well, but maybe we have a semantics problem here. If by most religious people don't believe in demons, what I meant is most people who go to church. But I appreciate that most people who go to church are not religious. So maybe we had a semantics problem there. Well,
Hello?
Hello?
Am I on?
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say that I probably felt the same way as you did a few years back, but, the more you read in the newspaper about backyards being filled up with bodies that were sacrifices in satanic worship. I mean, you just can't discount the fact that people cannot be possessed. I mean, to perform such kind of evil acts, you have to be possessed by the devil.
No, ma'am, you just have to be crazy, that's all.
Well,
people have been crazy all throughout history.
I was talking to somebody who works in a hospital, and they were saying that these psychiatric wards in the hospitals are becoming filled with people who, not just who don't have mental problems related to drugs or alcohol anymore, like that used to be the common cause of their mental illness. But now it seems that their mental illness is due to being involved with these satanic groups.
Well, geez, there's a simple...
Their mind's so mixed up.
Man, there's an incredibly simple solution. All you have to do is walk in with a Bible in one hand, a crucifix in the other, and say, in the name of Jesus Christ, I drive you out, demon. And then they should all be normal and happy evermore.
Well, a lot of the hospital personnel are afraid to deal with these that are winding up in the psychiatric ward.
Well, ma'am, according to the book, all you have to do is walk around with the name of Jesus on your lips, and you don't have anything to worry about. A crucifix helps too, according to the Catholic Church, and you cure all these people instantly just by having the proper paraphernalia and uttering the right words. In the name of Jesus Christ, I drive you out. So, see, all those people would be cured, except that they aren't possessed by demons.
I also know of a young girl who was going to have an abortion and wound up going to one of these Right to Life groups, and they talked her into not having the abortion, but instead selling her baby. Now, I don't know how they can be so humanistic, and on the one hand, saying one thing is wrong, but saying it's okay to sell your baby.
Sell your baby to the devil worshippers.
But and when you give up your baby, you don't know where your baby is going to. That's why these women that claim that that a baby suffers in an abortion and stuff. I was glad that you were on their case every time they opened their mouth and said stuff like this that they have no proof of.
I thank you very much.
Oh no. More green slime all over the desk. This sure is getting to be a drag. Uh-oh. There goes my head spinning around again. Round and round and round and round and round. Blah. More green slime. Let's see. Going through my Rolodex. Carpenter. Christensen. Clancy. O'Connor.
Are we talking Chicago or what? Green slime and demons in Afternoon Drive. Middays tomorrow with Stacey Taylor. Polygamy. We got our thumb on the pulse of this town, I want to tell you. Off it is this time to Lombard. Hi there, Lom. You're on the air at WLS.
Hello. I listen to your radio show every day, and I do believe that there are not what you can call evil spirits or demons, but there are things that are called attached spirits. And I think that...
Attacked spirits?
Attached.
Oh, attached, okay.
Because I think you should first go to the aspect of reincarnation and karma.
Reincarnation, that's where you come back as a tree if you aren't good, and or that's where you come back as a tree or a beetle if you haven't done well in this life and start all over again.
No, it's just that when you die, because even in many spiritual books they say that the spirit never dies, only the physical body.
Well, there's your proof right there in the spiritual books.
Yeah, but the spirit never dies. And I'm saying that when you die after death, the spirit goes what you can the afterworld, as you can call training. But there might be some spirits that don't want to go for some own reason. Maybe they're attached to some physical aspect, and they may become attached to another person.
Or to a grandfather clock, even.
No, it has to be something physical.
Well, grandfather clock is physical.
A human.
Oh. And that's what it says in the book, so therefore it must be true.
No, I'm not saying that because of the books, but I have seen, because I'm in this little religious organization, and it's called Mahikari, and I have seen first-hand experiences, and even
First-hand experiences like what?
That there are attached spirits, and they do like talk through the person.
Talk through. You mean the person actually spoke in someone else's voice?
Yeah, and sometimes like why so many suicides? I mean, even people
because people are tired of living and can't deal with it. That's why.
No, and sometimes, yes, true, some of those are like that, but then there are some unexplainable ones.
An unexplainable suicide?
And you know how some people have mental problems?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even the doctors sometimes don't even know why people have mental problems.
Well, obviously, it's clear attached spirits.
That's my belief. And 30 years ago, this is what I believe. And 30 years ago, God sent a spiritual person to help, because the world is supposed to go into baptism and fire, and they sent a person from Japan, and that's where Mahikari started, from Japan 30 years ago. And it's called Divine True Light, because Moses talked about it, Buddha talked about it, Jesus talked about it.
Moses talked about divine true light. I guess when he wasn't, wasn't making
Einstein.
frogs. Well, I guess when he wasn't making stratus of frogs, he talked about divine true light.
And even Nostradamus predicted.
Oh, the guy who was wrong most of the time.
No, he was right most of the time.
No, I beg your pardon, my young friend. Nostradamus made tens and tens of thousands of predictions, of which something maybe in the neighborhood of 300 or 400 were kind of close enough to say, oh, well, you see.
But the
overwhelming majority of his prognostications were not exactly true.
Because he said the light would come from the east, and that has...
Whoa! Gee, where does the sun rise?
No.
Son of a gun. Hadn't thought of it that way, huh?
No, he doesn't mean it that way. The light from the east means that there should be a person in a lesser form than Jesus, but a person who'd help the people. And this person...
See, it all kind of depends on which way you're traveling, because Japan, you can go west to get to Japan, or you can go east to get to Japan.
Oh, yeah, but the scientists say that Japan is the most east country.
Really?
And even, you know how 15 million years ago there are people that say that the Earth was one piece?
I know I might seem awfully old to you, but no, I don't remember 15 million years ago.
But there are books, that say, and even scientists say that the Earth was made in one piece and then it split, and while the Earth was in one piece, Japan was on the most eastern side.
Son of a gun. Right there around Atlantis, maybe?
Oh, Atlantis was before that.
Oh, Atlantis was before that, okay.
Because the basic thing I'm saying, Mahikari, that's where it's called Divine True Light, and that's where I've been basically learning this. And everyone can try. I mean, you don't have to believe in it. People only start believing it in what they see with their own eyes.
In the book?
No, not a book. No one really is going to believe something that they don't see. If I tell you something, you're not really going to believe it unless you see it for your own eyes.
Bingo. To Naperville we go. Hi, Naper, you're on the air, WLS.
Hi, Bob Lassiter.
Hi.
Sometimes you can really make me laugh. Anyway, I thought you might be interested. When I was 19, I'm around 35 now. When I was 19, I had an exorcism performed, supposedly.
Your head was spinning round and round, and you were throwing up a lot of green slime by the gallon, right?
No. I went to visit a cousin of mine, and he said that I made his hair stand up on end. And so he felt concerned, and he told my mom this story, and she says, well, I think you should have an exorcism performed because you're making people's hair stand up on end.
Did you ever see anybody's hair stand up on end?
No.
No.
I thought it was funny, and they got a spiritualist into the house, and we had to get these different colored flowers. I don't know the name of them. They're real long, And they're real pretty flowers.
I know God's very particular about having the right kind of flowers for an exorcism.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference to him.
Yeah. And I had to sit there and...
No, not daffodils. I'm not going to drive out any demons with daffodils.
Yeah, and I was scared to death. I remember being scared to death. And anyway, he sat there and he had a piece of paper and he was scribbling messages on this piece of paper and saying that these messages were from the evil side or something to that effect.
Bet they were.
And, and that I had a grandma that was suffering, going the wrong way. Some stuff like that. It was really silly.
Well, you know, it is silly, but it's scary and it's very sad at the same time.
I remember being afraid, and I still am afraid. I can't sit down and watch a movie about that stuff like that, black magic or witchcraft, because it bothers me. It'll keep me awake. So I don't know what to believe, and it still affects me that way. And here I had an exorcism performed, and the night before I had to sleep with a glass of water under my bed, and this glass of water was supposed to collect all the bad. And I was to be careful not to spill it, or else all this bad stuff would go all over.
Holy cow, you know, something just dawned on me.
Uh-huh.
What did people do before glass was invented? You know, if God insists upon a glass of water under the bed, what did they do before they had glasses?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
I know. So you tell me.
Or if the right kind of flowers didn't grow in your neighborhood. Gee, willikers.
Yeah, and we looked all over for these special flowers, too.
I mean, what would you do if you were beset by demons in Antarctica?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the water would freeze and there are no flowers. Oh.
Good point.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Bob.
5918900 to Winnetka. Hi there, Win. You're on the air, WLS.
Oh, hi, Bob. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I love to listen to you because I don't have to do my aerobic exercises. You get my blood pressure so high that it's just like exercising. It's wonderful.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
To tie in both your guests today, the first one and
the demon, yeah.
The demon thing. I don't know. To me, it seems pretty self-evident that there is some sort of satanic force loose in the world if we are indeed sacrificing 1.5 million babies a year, and people are saying that it doesn't count.
Oh, there's proof of demon possession if ever I saw it.
Well, you know, child sacrifice has always been traditionally a demon inspired.
No, sir, I beg your pardon. That was God that was into child sacrifices.
No, he only requested it once, and then he didn't actually require the actual blood of the child. It was a test of faith, and so God did not actually require the death of the child.
That's right. God liked rams and doves,
and his own son.
Yeah.
In that case, but I know you don't really adhere to that. So, but that was just my comment. That I think that demon activity is pretty self-evident. If 1.5 million people, or 3 million people a year can allow their children to be put to death and say, oh, well, it doesn't count. They weren't really people.
Right, well, they weren't.
Well, so I don't know. Who are you speaking for, you know?
Who am I speaking for?
Sure.
I don't speak for anyone but myself.
Well, okay, and that's another typical satanic trick.
A typical satanic trick. I only speak for myself.
Well, the anonymity of Satan, it's like, you know, the mafiosos say the mob doesn't exist, so Satan's going to get some people to say that he doesn't exist. Okay, I know you probably got other callers waiting, so that's all I needed to say.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob.
Hey.
Bye-bye.
See you in hell. I had a very bizarre career in radio. Primarily, I started out in management and worked my way down into programming. It's usually the other way around. And one of the reasons is, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Try to put yourself in this man's shoes. The man is Tom Tradiff, president and general manager of WLS AM in Chicago. From time to time, he has a talk show host who will do a show on theology and religion. And people call up screaming at him the next day.
And he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't believe in... How can you have somebody on the air who does not believe in God? It's a disgrace. This is America. You have to believe in God.
Well, all afternoon, we've been having people calling up asking for Mr. Tradup's name and number. He's out having dinner right now. He doesn't know. He's going to come in tomorrow morning thinking the world is safe and sound and happy. And people are going to call up and start saying things like,
and he doesn't believe in the devil. How can you have somebody on the air who doesn't believe in the devil? This is America. You've got to believe in Satan.
That's one of the reasons I'm no longer in management. This poor guy's going to be blindsided tomorrow morning. Probably going to have greasy eggs and sausage. You know, his stomach's going to be a little, you know how sometimes it is in the morning with your breakfast. Come in, sit down. Oh, there's a phone call for me. Gee, maybe it's a new advertiser. Or perhaps it's my boss in New York complimenting me. Hello, Tom Tradup here.
And he doesn't believe in the Satan. How can you have a man on the air that doesn't believe in Satan? This is America. You've got to believe in Satan, Mr. Tradup. Fire him.
Who said I was impersonating the devil? Hear what you want to hear. Love you, Chicago.